The captains for today, Lionel Messi and Maya Yoshida with the referees.
The well-known football player talked about his later career accomplishments as co-owner of Major League Soccer team Inter Miami CF on this week's episode of the Smartless podcast. In particular, he discussed his historic signing of Argentine legend Lionel Messi in July 2023. Upon hearing podcast co-host Will Arnett, who is obviously a fan, remark, "How crazy is it that you're Messi's boss?" The former midfield player for Manchester United laughed and soon interrupted. "I just can't look at it that way. I simply am unable to." When Beckham thought back on his time at Miami and Messi's $20.4 million annual contract with the organization, he called it one of the most challenging things I've ever done. There were numerous obstacles on our path. There were a lot of challenging times. Miami is a really difficult sporting city. Don't go there. Don't take the team there. People were turning back and shouting. However, I felt it was the direction I wanted to lead the squad, he remarked. It took a while to get it going, and we're still working through many obstacles. But to be completely honest, when I first presented the team and tried to put the logo, colors, and other elements together, the final slide of my presentation that I showed to the creative guys was a photo of Messi wearing the Miami jersey. Thus, my goal has always been to include him and someone else on our squad. In addition to finding success against all odds in Miami, Arnett concurred that it's pretty wild that Messi was drawn to the squad in a time when, as you are well aware, a lot of players are going to get those big riches in the Middle East. Many players from Europe and the United Kingdom, including Ronaldo and everyone else, are traveling there and receiving enormous salaries. According to Arnett, Messi then travels to Miami. That he added, "You know what? That must have felt like a real vindication for you, like a real sort of vote of confidence. I'm headed to Miami, where I'll play for Miami and form a partnership with David Beckham. That must have felt nice, in my opinion. It seemed unreal," Beckham remarked, "and I still find it hard to believe. It really is surreal to say that we have probably the greatest player to have ever played the game, the most successful player to have ever played the game, and he's playing in Miami in the Major League Soccer, MLS. Every time someone turns around to me and says, 'You have Messi on your team,' you realize that, don't you?" Then Beckham talked more about the years he spent wooing Messi. However, Leo always had a vision. He once turned to face me and declared, "I love Miami, and one day I want to live in Miami." And that statement stayed with me ever since. I'm going to make that happen one day, I decided. We began the process 4 or 5 years prior to his arrival. Beckham remarked, "I want to sign your son. I know he won't come now, but at some point we want to bring him to Miami." After breaking into his father's hotel. We began the process 5 years ago, and then all of a sudden, he decides to attend, which is just unbelievable to me. However, you are correct in saying that he had other offers on the table at the time, and that many players were interested in playing in Saudi Arabia. However, he is incredibly intelligent. You know, he's pretty smart. He is aware of the enormous potential and market size in the United States. I believe he made that choice after seeing the life my wife, children, and I led in Los Angeles.